Someone needs to euthanize me. I don't even know where to start. We're starting off with the I have borderline personality disorder shirt. Oh, right. Wizz. A few days ago, I downloaded Wizz to troll guys because I wanted to have fun, right? So I was trolling guys, right? And then I see this, and I see this one, okay? And I'm opening it so I can go troll him. Look through the pictures. Okay, so one of the pictures, he had a hickey on his neck, and then he also had like a Hello Kitty blanket or something. Anyway, so this guy, let's call him, well, what does he look like to me? He looks like, Boss Baby. Okay, so Boss Baby, right? I'm texting him like, you got a hickey on your neck, what is this, male manipulator, And then he got defensive, he was like, what, how am I a male manipulator? And so we just had a whole conversation about how I think he's a male manipulator because, you know, he's holding his vape, a hickey on his neck in one of the pictures, you know, Hello Kitty blanket, the pants, whatever it was. Yeah, and so I was like really clocking his tea, but he was really trying to convince me he wasn't. And then we just like talked for the longest time. You know, I got to know him and he was telling me things like, yeah, I've like been to jail like 3 times. Right, okay, so he's been to jail 3 times. First one was for unlawful possession of a weapon in public or whatever, because he had a machete. He told me it was for Instagram pictures. Okay, so then the next one, think about like evading the police, and then one of them was aggravated assaults. Apparently his like grandparents, who he lives with, they kicked him out, and so he had a pocket knife with him because he was out on the streets, and then he snuck back in so he could make some food and take a shower. And while he was in the kitchen, he was making food, he was holding the knife, and then his grandparents were like, oh my god, you're trying to hurt us. Well, that's the story he told me, right? Okay, right, went to jail for that. And then he also went to jail. He told me that his ex would beat him. And while he was in the hospital for his ex beating him, the police came because she said that he beat her. So then he goes to jail for that. Right. Okay. This man, he told me so many things. Boss Baby. Boss Baby told me that he was prone to skin cancer. He had to cover up when he went outside. Boss Baby told me he had GERD, where this acid comes up. But then he also told me he would make himself throw up. Tell me he doesn't like to eat too much. Boss Baby also told me that one of his ex's moms had cancer, and so her final wish was her to have a grandbaby, so they tried for like a year, and the ex tried to baby trap him, which that part's true. That part is true. And then he'd also tell me how he's been like drugged and like raped. Great. Okay, well not great, but so I'm hearing all this and I'm believing all of it, right, through text. But then, you know, like, a lot of it's just seeming questionable, and I'm like, I think you're lying, like, this is kind of weird. Like, he's on an ankle monitor. I'm like, no way this all happens just because you haven't done anything, you know? So I'm going to school the next day, and I'm telling my friend, I'm like, showing her all these texts, and we're like, ew, this guy's fucking weird. She tells me to block him, right? Well, guess who didn't block him? Me. I did not block him. Because I thought it'd be interesting to keep going. Just keep talking, because it won't go anywhere, right? I was just talking to him for the longest time, and, like, I was opening up, he was opening up, and I'm like, well, I'm at a very lonely point in my life. Most of my friends don't talk to me. Actually, all of my friends don't talk to me, ever. And one of them left me. So, of course, I'm like, oh, I need a friend, you know, this is someone to talk to, and he's crazy like me. Well, anyways, so then we actually plan to hang out. I get ready. I go to Walmart. I buy a pocket knife. I'm texting him, I'm buying a pocket knife to bring with me, so don't try to hurt me. And then he asks, can you buy me one too? And I'm like, no! Because that's for my safety. My safety. So anyways, I drive an hour. More than an hour probably, out to see this man. I pick him up. And I'm ready. I'm like, I'm scared of him. He's on an ankle monitor. I just need someone to hang out with, and this could be, it might turn out good, it might turn out bad. Who knows? I have my knife out, and I'm holding it, and he's acting all scared, and, you know, I'm getting a look at him. He just seems like a nerd that wouldn't do any of the things that he was accused of and stuff, you know. He just seemed like a guy who had a troubled life, but a nerd who is, pardon my French, a pussy. Like a skinny ass twink. We drive and we go to the mall, and for the first hour I had my pocket knife out just in my hand because I'm scared. Because at some points he would raise his voice and like yell, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck? Can you not? And then he was like, oh, I can't yell. And he was like, I'm sorry. So like, I thought this was like a friendly hangout, right? I just thought it was a hangout, bro. And so we're at the mall, and then, you know, we're having fun, we're going to the shops, and he keeps, like, when we were in Spencer's, this is an important detail. When we were in Spencer's, he kept telling me, yeah, I'm literally wearing, like, Patrick underwear right now. Like, I'm literally wearing Patrick underwear right now. And I'm like, yeah, cool, okay. Like, yeah, we both like SpongeBob, but you don't have to keep talking about your Patrick underwear, you know? And so, like, and he kept trying to buy, like, handcuffs. But he was like, I need handcuffs because I keep borrowing my homie's handcuffs and I don't have to borrow them every time. And I'm like, okay. Like, who are you trying to have sex with? And then he was like, not with you. And I was like, did I say I wanted it to be with me? Did I ask for me? Mind you, this man's bald, with shitty finger tattoos, and an ankle monitor, with glasses to correct his lazy eye, and he's ginger. So anyway, and it's just like, oh, baby girl, baby boss baby. So he's like, not with you. And I was like, did I fucking say I wanted to be with me? No, bitch. I thought this was just a friendly hang. Oh, and then, like, I just thought it'd be fun if we went back to my town and drove around. So we did, and I was telling him about my ex, and, you know, all the crazy things he did, and, because I thought this was a hangout, not a date or anything. So I would talk about my ex. So I was like, yeah, he's crazy, look at, we drove by his house. I showed it to him, I'm like, yeah, this fucking bitch. Is that, like, illegal? Like, no, like, and there's nothing wrong with me doing that, because I was like, this is just a hangout, you know? So yeah, we went to the lake in my town. I'm so happy I didn't get murdered there, as you will see. Oh yeah, and when I was at the mall, I bought a Dr. Pepper jacket that I thought looked awesome, and it was $150, but it was fucking worth it. And he was like, I mean, you only live once, like, yeah, do it. Keep that in mind for later. And so we're at the lake and just having fun, you know. He took pictures of me, but he wouldn't, like, I was like, do you want pictures? He was like, no. And I thought that was weird. I was like, why don't you want pictures? But I didn't question it. And my mom texts me, she doesn't know I'm hanging out with this guy. So she was like, yeah, you need to start heading home soon. I'm like, oh bitch, we gotta go. It's gonna take me 2 hours to get home because I gotta drive him back and then come back. So I'm like, we gotta go. I'm panicking, and I can really see that he's not caring, like, at all. And I thought that was so suspicious. I was like, maybe he just has a hard time showing it. But, like, why don't you care? Like, if you're trying to actually be my friend, you should, like, care, like, that I'm worrying and having a panic attack. Like, I'm getting gas. I'm happy he didn't steal my money. He left my purse in the fucking car, but he was only vaping. Like, he was just in the car vaping the whole time I'm getting gas. You know, he's blown with tricks. Nasty. Sick, perverted, unhealthy. Anyway, I'm happy he didn't steal my money. I just fucking, like, raced home. I'm speeding, going so fast the whole way home, and I thought he was hyping me up. He was like, dude, you're the GOAT. He kept saying this. He was like, dude, you're the GOAT. You were scared of driving on the highway, but look, you're the GOAT. Like, you're literally the GOAT. And I'm like, yeah, I'm the GOAT. Yeah, I'm the GOAT, buddy. Okay. So yeah, I get him home. Then I go home, and on my way home, I almost fucking died. Not because of him, but because of my driving. Yeah, so it was raining, and I'm going like 90 miles per hour. And I go through this huge fucking water puddle. You know, I'm dumb. Just don't do anything I do. I'm just fucking dumb. And I've, like, almost been in 2 car accidents before that, because of me. And now a 3rd one that was actually way worse because I'm on the highway and I'm going 90 miles per hour. So I drive through this huge fucking puddle of water and I hydroplane, and I lose control of the wheel of the whole car. And I'm like, and then my car's going whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And I'm like, whoosh, whoosh. And I managed to survive. And I didn't crash my car. I managed to get control of my car, pull off to a random parking lot, and I got out. And the first thing I did, because I thought I could trust him, I thought we were locked in, like homies, like friends, not on a date, you know. I called him. I almost died, and I have no one else to call because none of my friends talk to me. My parents don't know I'm here, but he didn't know that. Anyway, so I'm like, bitch, I almost just fucking died, like as if he would give a fuck. Now I know he doesn't give a fuck, but at the time I thought he did. So yeah, I was like shaking. I made a whole video about it. I'll insert it. Maybe.
Bitch, I just almost got into a major fucking car accident. Holy fuck! I was driving, it's raining, and I'm going 90 an hour, and I passed through this big old fucking lake of water on the fucking highway, and I was swerving all throughout the lanes, and I almost made it to the fucking barrier, but I holy shit, holy shit, I gotta go home.
Posted it on my Instagram. You know, people kind of care. I don't think people give a fuck about me anymore, because they all have boyfriends and shit, and I'm just doing shit like this. And I have BPD. So I have no one, and then so I call him, and that's over, and then so I get back on the road, and I don't take the highway anymore, because I'm like, I don't want to fucking die. So yeah, I nearly died. Then I get home, right? Get home. And then, yesterday, the day after, we were texting all day, we even called for like hours, and it was just so normal, and we even slept on a call. We fell asleep on a call together. And mind you, and this man, yesterday, after the hangout, he kept trying to ask, like, so what was it yesterday? And I'm like, what? He was like, was that a date? And I'm like, I mean, I thought it was just a hangout. And he was like, well, I thought it was a date. Okay, calm your bald ass down. You need to pipe down. I didn't think it was a date. I really didn't. So he kept asking me, he was like, so what is it, twin? He kept calling me twin. He's like, what is it, twin? Bitch, I'm not your twin. I'm not bald and ugly. Like, hello. But yeah, he was like, so what was it? And I'm like, oh, well, I don't really want to put a label on anything since I don't really know you so much yet. And I have a hard time trusting because of my ex. You know, he was crazy. He lied a lot. So I just like, you know, I didn't want to put a label on it or rush anything. Yeah. And then we're texting today. I start to warm up to him. Whenever I grow fond of someone, I do something creative with it. I'll make a song, or I drew him. I draw random people sometimes, but I like to just, whenever I actually am close with someone, I don't know, I want to draw something for them or make something for them and then show them. So I drew him. He liked it a lot. And I posted it. Right? So I posted it. And then I get a text. And this girl is like, hey, can I tell you something about Boss Baby? And you know what? With my ex, his ex tried reaching out to me. She tried. She was viewing my stories. She tried warning me about everything he did to her and how he was like. And he ended up sending her a message without my knowledge saying, yeah, she wants you to block both of us. You are sick and pathetic or whatever. Sad and pathetic. So she did. Because she's like, whatever, y'all be happy together. My ex's ex tried warning me early on about his psychotic behavior. And I was not gonna let that shit happen to me again. Like, I'm believing the woman over the man because men are fucking liars. So of course, I was like, bitch, you know what? I'm responding. And I was like, oh, sure, who are you? She sends me screenshots of him talking shit behind my back for days. He even convinced me, like, that I wanted it to be a date. I was like, okay, yeah, it was a date, sure. Kind of convinced me to like him, it felt like. So, of course I got convinced, because I'm like, oh, you're being nice and respectful, like, manipulative, of course, now I know. I'll insert the pictures. He made fun of my Dr. Pepper jacket. He was the one that was like, you only live once, you know, you should do it. You know, it's fire. The text reads, bro, she spent $150 on that Dr. Pepper jacket. On a shitty bomber jacket. And then he says, and twin, little do you know, this is with his ex. This is his ex that texted me. Let's call her Batty. Batty, Boss Baby's talking to Batty. And he says, and twin, little do you know, I wore ya Patrick draws. When we were in Spencer's, he kept telling me, yeah, I'm literally wearing like Patrick underwear right now. Like, I'm literally wearing Patrick underwear right now. It's like he was playing in my face. Was Batty's underwear. That was her underwear that he still had. So he was just playing in my face. And I didn't think it was a date. Okay, I don't know when it stopped recording. Basically, he was making fun of me about, like, oh yeah, I got to go to the mall and a lake for free. And she asked, do you think she's cute? And he said, twin, X emoji, X emoji, X emoji, X emoji. So he did not think I was cute. But, like, at some point when he was texting me, he was like, I think you're beautiful. And I'm like, I just remembered when we were hanging out, which he thought it was a date. At this point, I thought he was telling the truth about everything. I was like, I hope I don't die on the way home because people are gonna think he murdered me. Because I told my followers that, like, I'm hanging out with him. Like, if I die, it was him. So I was like, I hope I don't die on the way home while it's raining and I'm driving because they're gonna think you did it. And he was like, yeah, I hope you don't die. And I'm like, yeah, that's why, right? And he also, like, was like, he got real quiet. He was like, and I'm like stressing. I'm trying to get my gas. I'm trying to, like, get to the gas station. And he's like, oh, and that's not the only reason why. And so I literally was like, oh, I think I did that. I was like, oh, focusing on driving. I'm like, so unserious because I'm like, I'm uncomfortable. You're over here saying, and that's not the only reason why. The only reason why I wouldn't want you to die. And he said this, because I had fun. Baby. You gotta go. Boss baby. Get out my fucking car. Like, I literally went, oh, anyways, and like, yeah, so he's ugly and he didn't think I was cute, but it's like, I didn't even think you were cute and you were the one trying to convince me it was a date. Right. And so I'm talking to Batty and like, I confronted him about it. He blocked me immediately. He blocked her immediately. I posted about him because it's like, you can't get me in trouble. I'm like in a whole different city. I'm invincible. Fuck, I don't know you, man. You know, you're on an ankle monitor. Meanwhile, I'm a good fucking student who does what I should, who's in therapy and everything, and I'm just, and you're on an ankle monitor, and you've been to jail 3 times, and you started an OnlyFans for money. That part's true. He showed me. The screenshot of the page that's, like, connecting to your bank account. Yeah, he started an OnlyFans. Well, just don't show your face, because nobody's gonna jerk it to that. So she showed me evidence of, like, him abusing her. Like, her hair was all on the sink because he ripped her hair out. She sent me a video of, like, him, like, denying that there was a bump on her head or something because he hit her on her head. Apparently he beat her in public and there were witnesses and that's why he went to jail. And he also choked her and literally tried to kill her one time. And he also made up a random ass story about, like, how he was held at knife point one time by his ex. And she told me, like, I don't know where he came, like, the baddie said, I don't know where Boss Baby pulled that out of his ass from, because that shit's not true. I've never heard of that. And I'm like, wow, yeah, sounds about right. So yeah, he beat the fuck out of his ex and tried to kill her. And he's also been to jail 3 times. And he's on an ankle monitor. And I fell for all of those lies. She never beat him, and if she did beat him, it was self-defense because he was beating her. Of course you're gonna beat on someone if they're beating on you. And apparently it's like, and he was telling me, he was like, yeah, it's looking good for my 3 charges right now because, you know, none of these were really my fault, you know, all these things happened to me, and like, it's looking good right now. And I hope that's not true. It better not be looking good. Cause broski is fucking fucked in the head. He was literally texting me. I'll show the screenshot too. You know, I was like, I would never date someone who like watches porn or does drugs. You know, you can't do drugs if we date. Like, you need to want better for yourself. And he had this whole like thing. He was like, yeah, I really do want to be better for myself. I can't be like this for my whole life, and I don't want to do drugs forever. Like, I just can't. I'm gonna get better, and I want to be a baker. So he was like, he was like, I won't do drugs anymore. Today he was literally telling me like, I'm gonna go sell some drugs, but because I need money for food, and I'm not gonna do any drugs. And I was like, I just don't think that's a good idea. I was like, if you're not trying to be in that life, then you shouldn't be around any drugs or any people who are involved in that. But of course he was lying. Went to like 3 drug deals, and Baddie told me that he was literally on shrooms, and that's why he was telling her all this stuff about how it's like, he's like, I miss you, and you know, I wasn't even thinking about her, you know, because he was on shrooms. Right. So I'm a dumbass. And then I mentioned, I was like, I'm really serious about like marriage and stuff, you know, I want to find that one perfect person to spend the rest of my life with, and I don't fuck with cheaters, I'm not gonna cheat, I don't fuck with liars. And he was like, I really feel that, I really do. Turns out he fucking cheated on his ex. He cheated on Maddie. He cheated on Maddie. And he even like proposed to her for some reason, but even though he was like abusing her, and also he lied to me about the reason why he shaved his head. He said, well, when you go to jail you have to shave your head, which I should have known. I don't know why this didn't click in my fucking head. Like, I've seen people from my school go to jail. They don't shave their head because they go to jail. He shaved it. She told me this. And he told her this, that he joined a Nazi group, a bald Nazi group. You had to shave your head to be initiated. A Nazi group. So that he could get food and money and whatever he needed in jail. Okay. And you know, he had this weird thing. He was like his mom's a drug addict or something, and like she's fat as fuck or something. And like he's like, you know what, no matter how much my mom has done to me and like put me through, you know, that's my mom, and I don't play about my mom, and I love my mom. And he has a tattoo of his mom's name. I'm just wondering, are they fucking or something? Is he fucking his mama? Cause like, why are you so, like, if she's a drug addict deadbeat who's like put you through hell, you know, why would you tattoo her name on your arm? And why would you still be like, I don't play about my mom? I think there's something going on in that. I think I'm gonna die in this. There's something sinister going on in that house. His grandparents are racist, and he might be fucking his mom. Right. Yeah, so, yeah. Another thing, he texted me when I was opening up to him about my past. He said, all I can say is, don't dwell into the past. Don't hold those memories as much as you can, because it won't benefit you in any type of way. Hey, what the fuck? You've been in jail 3 times. You do Molly, DXM, you do shrooms, he's done salvia, you do everything in the fucking book. You've been in jail 3 times, you beat on your ex, you shaved your head to be in a Nazi group, and you're telling me shit like, don't hold on to the past. It's not gonna bring it for urine anymore. Dog. He loves to say dog, twin, broski, like, shut the fuck up! Like, his bald ass needs to shut up. And his voice is so nerdy. And this is why I believed he was telling the truth. Because his voice is nerdy as fuck, and he's skinny as fuck, and he's nerdy as fuck. He was talking about Pokemon, anime. I'm like, this bitch is a pussy. He's not beating on his ex. Yes, he was. And so, now his followers, his friends, are like viewing my stories, and it's like so scary because they believe him and shit. I don't even know. They're all like trying to find me or something. I'm like, bitch, you're not gonna fucking find me. Fuck you. I'll talk about you on here right now. Legit. He'd always say that too. Fuck. Ooh, every time I hang out with someone new, I pick up their vocabulary and I like pick up on their mannerisms, and it's really so bad how I already picked up on his shit. Because he's crazy, and I shouldn't have, but I did. It's too late. I think that's a symptom of BPD. You like reflect people. I really don't know. I don't care what people say. Okay. Dude. And he, like, I don't even know. His friend got shot and a drug deal got wrong. Like, I don't even know. Like, I don't give a fuck about your friend, boy. He was telling me so much stuff, like, about his past. And, you know, he's been raped, drugged, and that part's true. But that don't mean, and how, like, baby trapping, but then he also tried to baby trap his ex. This was like, why would you experience these things and then go on to do the things you do to other people? You need to get therapy. You don't need to be hurting other people because of the things you've been through. You don't need to be hurting other people because of the things you've been through. And that is something I'm learning too. So that's why I'm in therapy. I'm not out here trying to lie and manipulate random ass people. Ugly as fuck. And he stinks. He fucking smell. I told him that. I was like, why do all like grunge white boys have that same fucking smell? And he was like, I'm sorry, I'll wear my cologne next time. I'm like, you fucking stink. Like, I texted him that. I'll find it. I was like, why do y'all smell like that, dude? I sent him so many reels being like, oh, this reminds me of you. And it'd be like the ugliest fucker ever. And it's like, he was trying to convince me it was a date. And he really did. He convinced me it was a date. Oh my god. Like, he like really knew how to adjust to get the and he shit on my music taste behind my back. Even though when I was playing songs in the car, I like Beyonce and Charlie XCX. I was playing some of those songs, and he was like, my music's better. But then he would also, bruh, Diva. I'm pretty sure, is that the name of the song? Hello? That was playing. And he started singing like, a diva is the female version of a hustler. I'm like, oh, and he listened to Mommy ASMR. Why is that a theme with all of these guys that I get entrapped in? Mommy ASMR seems to be a common theme. I think they all have problems with their moms. And y'all need to lock in. Y'all need to quit that shit, and y'all need to just go to therapy and hustle through and be a real fucking man. It's really gross. Like, stop manipulating, stop lying, I will fucking kill you. I don't care, I love it. Or it was either that or Boom Clap. He started singing along to it, and I'm like, bitch. And then apparently he was talking shit about it behind my back to Batty. Like, I don't really give a fuck though, because his music taste was pure ass. It was like that TikTok, like, Odatari type music, you know? He liked this guy called Netspin. Just go listen to it. It's literal ass. And I told him that. I'm like, this shit sucks. My camera, like, kind of died. So anyways, I guess that's it. Don't use dating apps. And I know it was just, I was on there to troll. But I guess be careful with that too, because one of them could manipulate you and really actually get you to hang out with them, like I did. So don't be on there, and stay safe, and focus on yourself. I thought I was focused on myself. I thought I had the upper hand. I thought I had been through enough. I thought, oh, my ex was a fucking lying crazy bitch. I know how to spot one now. No, I don't. Fell for lies from a guy who went to jail 3 times and had an ankle monitor on. I don't fucking know shit. I still don't know shit. I'm still a disappointment. Yeah, so I have therapy tomorrow, and she's not hearing about any of this because I literally can't. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I've been focusing on myself, you know. I've been drawing, watching movies. Like, I don't fucking know. Dude. I will insert the picture of the drawing, though. It was fire. He fucking sucks, but I ate that shit up. And he judged me for a lot of things. He was like, you just woke up, how do you have so much energy, you know? Or like, I don't even know, it's just weird. He's fucking weird. He really convinced me it was a date. He got me to think it was a date. I was like, okay, yeah, it was a date. Like, sure. I guess I wanted it to be a date. Disgusting. And hopefully, I don't want to stop being like a dumb bitch. Like, I just really want to stop being a dumb bitch. But like, it makes life interesting. But like, I want life to be interesting in a good way. And like, I think I just like keep trying to find a boyfriend. It's like, I can't find a boyfriend because all of them are evil and liars. Like, even when they convince you that they're not, they still end up being one. They like convince you. They really manipulate and convince you into believing that they are not like the other ones. And it's actually so obvious that they are like the other ones, and everyone else can see it and you can't. And it sucks because nothing is going to change your mind until like something bad happens with them. Like, something bad happens and you learn the hard way, and you're like, it was kind of obvious they were fucking weird and dumb and stupid and liars, you know? But now you got that trauma and you gotta work through it. Okay. So, yeah. Bye.